Welcome, everybody. This is the Life Enthusiast Online Radio and TV Network. Our mission is to restore vitality to you and to the planet. I'm Scott. Martin is joining us, our health coach, as usual. Hey, Martin, how are you doing today?
Good. Okay, so let's get a bit practical. Let's just talk about the product in a summary. Let's tell our clients about the flax lignans. They are produced using the same methodology as your other products.
Yes, they are.
So let's start in the field. We grow flax seed, yes?
Yes, and what we noticed that in just using the gem process on the seed that goes into the ground, we actually changed the growth regulator sequences so that we will produce a root that's up to 5 times more extensive. So you really have a bully plant out in the field. So when it comes down to putting nutrients in that seed, getting the higher bushel weights that we talked about earlier, we do that same thing with the flax. And essentially what ends up happening is that we increase the lignan content, again, significantly, that's within the seed coat.
All right, so let's actually try and say, why would a person care to add flax lignans to their nutrition?
Okay, with the studies that have been out there, and I'm not talking studies that I've done, but just generally, if you get on the internet and just see what lignans do, they do 2 things. Number 1, they boost the immune system, okay, and number 2, they balance hormones. Now, in boosting the immune system, if you're getting the flu, maybe you might have it for a day or 2 days rather than 2 weeks, okay? Or you may not get it at all. When it comes down to balancing hormones, like with women, that's just a huge problem. Certainly as far as the different hormonal cancers are concerned, it all seems to come back to the hormones and the actual balancing of the hormones as to how the body can fight those problems. And what we had done, we had actually sponsored a test. This is not a medical trial. There were medical personnel that were involved, but we had 400 children that were all HIV/AIDS positive. And within 60 days, those children, 97%, their viral loads were normal. Now, these were children that were dying. It was done over in Africa, and it was done by medical staff. And their immune systems just built that they were able to fight the disease.
So you're saying that these children, instead of dying, continued to live?
Well, they did. Now, where the problems started coming in was that, of course, over in Africa, they don't have a lot of money. And they were wanting us to continue to supply the lignans, and we weren't able to. Okay, and
the costs are too high for that.
Yeah, they were too high. Now, within 3 years of those children that got straightened around, there was probably 60% of them had passed away. 40% of them were still alive. But we needed to continue the program, look at the complete diet that they were taking, possibly getting on barley or other high nutrient foods so that the body could continue to battle any problems there.
All right, so let's go back to, so the lignans are doing 2 things, stimulate immune system and balance hormones. Yes. So I guess anybody these days, xenoestrogens is the most common thing going. People affected by plastics and wrong foods and whatnot, and chemicals, petrochemicals, volatile organic compounds. I don't know of anybody these days who does not have hormonal disruption.
Yeah, what I found, Martin, is like when men take the product, it's really a non-event, other than they're just not getting sick. Okay, certainly if we're talking the different hormonal cancers, okay, now we're talking a different subject there again, and we see huge changes that that start to occur, that the body is able to combat the problem. Okay, like any of the studies that they've done on lignans, they don't come out and say cure. They say that it's very promising. It's very exceptional results. Okay, but there's and a lot of people that are looking for a cure, just what's the silver bullet? And there isn't a silver bullet. Like even with the barley, to say that it's going to fix all these problems, 80% of the problems are gut related. So you start healing the gut, things get straightened around. Now, if we're talking hormonal problems, yes, the lignans are going to help out incredibly. But this is where a person has to assess their health, and their health is their responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility. It's not their spouses. No, it's their responsibility. So they need to be able to talk with people like yourself. What have you found out? What have you seen? They have to pick up the torch, so to speak, to find out how, or what is really best for themselves in their routine.
Right. Okay. So how would a person use the flax lignans?
Within our jars, there's a little teaspoon in there, and you take one of those teaspoons in the day. Now, what I found is the best time to take the lignans are later in the evening. Okay, because they're mucilaginous, what they will tend to do is coat the intestine. And during the day, when you're having your other food, you want the absorption of the nutrients. You don't need a coating there. So the best time is the 1 teaspoon later on in the day, certainly after supper, maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, taking it.
I guess that explains it.
Thank you very much, Ken. That was amazing information. I'm really excited about the Lignan and the barley gold, and actually I've been trying the barley gold now, so I'm looking forward. I just started getting it, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. Thank you for joining us, everybody. It's available on the Life Enthusiast website, www.life-enthusiast.com. And Martin, if somebody needs to talk to you, maybe get a few more details for their specific situation ironed out, how can they contact you?
If you have any questions, contact us on the phone. The number is 866-543-3388. This is Martin and Scott and Ken Campbell for Life Enthusiast, restoring vitality to you and to the planet.